Well, build my gallows and build them high. Makes a long time climbing before I die. I want the chance that's buried in his eye. Well, he gave me bars, but I can see between to a dusty yard and a long gone green. They call that freedom, if you know what I mean. And I drown my sorrows, but the whiskey's gone. I'm sober.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Quick Bang. I'm Matty. This is us talking about Hibs 1-0 defeat at home to St Mirren this afternoon. Joined by Stephen, two Jamies and Jimmy today. So, Stephen, you're first up, mate. What did you think of the game?
Well, first and foremost, really disappointed with the result. A real sore one to take today. I felt overall play was actually all right today. I didn't think it was as big a letdown as what I've heard for a lot of folk today. Unfortunately, as has been said today, we just weren't clinical enough today. On another day, we win that game 3-4, 5-1, whatever it was. But a real sore one to take today. As I say, I don't know what the rest of the guys will think about it, but I thought, personally speaking, the second half was a lot better. There was sort of wee inklings in the first half as to what we were trying to do, but second half a lot more improved. And then obviously we conceded a really sloppy goal. We just never got back into the game, unfortunately, after that. But a real sore one to take, I think. Real sore one.
And Jamie, what about you? What was your take on
it? Yeah, we started well for the first 5 minutes, and then St Mirren just come into it. We had that wee chance. Muller was quite lively for the first half an hour. I thought he was good. Even for the whole of the first half, I thought he was good. We had that wee chance. There was a good last-ditch challenge when he was clean through for the Nisbet pass. First half, kind of just petered out a wee bit, and then second half, Ewan Henderson coming on, that made the difference. He was really lively when he first come on. We had a few chances. I mean, I was looking at the stats, and God, we had like 17 shots, and we've been going on about how we've not been hitting the target, and but 6 of them were on target. We've had the chances to win that game. It's like Maloney said in his interview, he's just getting let down by his striker. I know he's backing them up, and he says the goals will come, but he must be so frustrated now because they are creating the chances. You can see that today. They've created enough chances to win 3 games today. But just let them down again. After Jasper coming on as well, that was a highlight for me.
What do you think of him?
Yeah, he looked very good. Bit of a baller. I mean, he goes constantly on the ball as well, and it's tricky when you're coming into a game like that. To be wanting to get on the ball, I thought he was really good. So promising seeing him. I think he just. You look on social media and that, and you're seeing just Maloney out already, and it drives me crazy because I mean, come on, we keep saying we've got to give him time. He's only just in the door. We have got to give him time. Ever since he's been in that job, he's never had a team. For game to game changes game to game, and it's not through him wanting to change tactics and stuff. It's just through injuries and bad luck. I think we've got to cool it a wee bit.
Like William there now, Jimmy. A frustrating afternoon. What was your take on it?
Shambles, absolute shambles, mate. I'll tell you one thing. You got 3 in the back, we had 3 up the top. We had 0 in the midfield. Absolutely 0 in the midfield. And there's not one player that, in the first half especially, that moved forward. We can't keep going on about this Maloney was trying different players, Not good enough, son. Absolutely not good enough. Nisbet has been as well. He'd be as well just dropped. Dodge, I'm sorry, but he's just wasting space. It's time to get the youngsters in because it's free fall, and it's free fall to the extent Terry Butcher. I'm telling you now, keep losing.
You think we're at butcher levels, Jimmy?
Eh?
Think we're at butcher levels?
I do. It's free fall, son. It's free fall. I've seen it all before.
What do you think is going wrong, Jimmy?
Mueller had. I thought the Mueller lad, he was fantastic. Died. Hit a brick wall. Dodge just hit a brick wall after 10 minutes. Nisbet, instead of side fitting the ball into the net, put his foot through it and fucking score. Yeah. I'm baffled. There's no point in Porteous, who's been fantastic the last few games. Well, it's been the whole season. Cadden's been fantastic the whole season. But, Matty, we're struggling, son. I'm telling you now, the next 2 or 3 games, free fall. But I don't know if we're actually in the bottom 6 yet.
No. We're still in 5th. So our next Rangers in midweek and then away in the cup.
Celtic, you know?
We play Arbroath next Sunday. It's Wednesday we play Rangers away and then it's Arbroath in the cup on Sunday and then a week later you've got a home game, Ross County it is.
Okay, well, listen, I'll just put the next question to you then is, after witnessing that today, and Jamie just says there prior to me coming on that we had 6 shots on target. Bollocks, mate. We're struggling.
When you say bollocks that there were 6 shots on target or bollocks to the
But there wasn't 6 shots on target, Mike. The goalkeeper had 2 great saves. So there wasn't 6.
Oh, I don't know. The stats are the stats, Jimmy.
But listen, the stats. If you look at last Wednesday or Tuesday, sorry, we had 2 shots on target. Whereabout? We're struggling, mate.
Well,
there are no shots on target.
I don't know. Tuesday, Josh Campbell's had one off the line, and then I can't remember other one from outside the box, which was right down the throat of Gordon. Second half.
Target, Christ almighty, come on.
How are you defining a shot on target, Jim, if it's no a shot that's on target?
A great save, for one. It's goal bound. The goalkeepers had 2 great saves a day.
Aye.
No 6.
No, but that doesn't mean there was the 6 shots on target. Anyway.
There's 2 great saves on target.
Aye. So a great save is different to a shot on target, though, isn't it?
Oh, well, okay.
Right, anyway. Right,
it's a shambles, mate.
We'll move on. Get Jamie's thoughts.
To be honest with you, I know I put in the group chat what have you. There seems to be a pattern we're not really following in. We're creating chances, but no scoring goals. So we had more shots on goal today. I know Jimmy was a bit thinking about how many we had, but if you take the 2 that you and Henderson had, for instance, if he just takes the head, looks, and just shoots straight ahead of him, it's a goal. If he's trying to go across the goalkeeper, which everybody tells you should do anyway, but it goes to him, they're both goals. So what I was more interested in today was that everybody's been going on about digits, Nisbet's work rate and how good it comes since Maloney's come in. But what he's actually doing, I said it was a 10 earlier on. It's actually a false 9 position that he's playing. So he's dropping back in to allow a disruption, if you want, in defence to try and make things. But in Scotland, that's not working because they're sticking to a rigid back 4, pretty much every team that you're playing. They're not pulling people out of position so that allowing midfielders to go into spaces to create chances and get goals. They're rigid. So the false 9 position as a playmaker isn't working in my opinion, for Nisbet. Although he's doing a lot more work, he's your best goal scorer and should be in the box where the chances should be. If your false 9 position is going to be played by, say, another striker, it should be Mueller coming into that position instead of changing flanks from right to left, in my opinion. It just seems that we're looking for a player of Nisbet's quality in the box, trying to do something out of it, and it's not working. But I'm not saying that's the downfall of the team. There just seems to be overcomplication of tactics when you're playing against players who, in my opinion, shouldn't live with the players that we've got. And I don't know where it's going wrong. I listened to Sean Maloney's interview and I was raging after the game, but I believe in him. I believe there is something there. It's just maybe a wee bit time to work it out. But what he's trying to do, I'm not entirely sure it fits into the Scottish game. I hope that makes sense. It's no real analysis, but I'm not a tactical genius, but it's taken me a while to work out what Nisbet was doing. And that's where he's going. I'm not blaming Nisbet in any stretch of the imagination. He's just been asked to play a position, which is fine on him. He's done a good job. But for me, that's not where he should be. But it's one of the things that it was a sore goal to lose. Doyle Hayes messes about on the ball, doesn't really need to. Great strike by the laddie, can't take it away from him. But apart from that, they made one other chance. He probably should have scored in the first half. Good cross in for them. But we've made loads of chances to win the game today. But it was still a turgid, boring game to watch. And that's...
What do you think's missing, Jamie? Like, what do we need to turn it around?
So if you're playing a false nine position with effectively three forwards, and it's no creating goals, then you need someone, a midfielder, to maybe take that position. Let's say a Scott Allen. He needs to probably come into the game to make the passes instead of having, for me, a Dodge. He's no my style of player. I wouldn't have him in the first team. I didn't see what he shows. Did he understand what he offers to the team? I've said loads of times, I understand people like him. He's just no for me. So if you've got guys like Muller, if he's going to play as a forward or whatever he's playing because he switches flanks, then have him just loose and let Nisbet be the goal scorer and let a midfielder like Scott Allen or something come in to try and play passes. That's the only way I can see it going at the moment. And then he came when Melkerson comes in because I didn't understand why he's not been on the bench at least. And it just maybe he gives you a different dynamic. I don't know, but that false nine position isn't working.
Can I just put in, you're quite right what you're saying. What Hibs are missing, right? I mean, there's been some fantastic balls across the box from Cadden and the other wing. There's been nobody in that position to try and knock it in. Now, for instance, if we had a McGuinness there who can go forward, there's no Campbell, there's no Jake Doyle Hayes, there's no
Nisbet, Jimmy. There's no Nisbet because he's playing deep.
Nisbet's coming back into the midfield.
But that's because Maloney wants him to play that position.
Exactly. So what is the point of fucking Cadden going down the wing and Doig going down the other wing when he's playing, and there's nobody there cutting the back.
That's where Doig should be.
Hey, Jimmy. And it is a frustrating thing. The amount of crosses. I mean, you can go back to the Cove Rangers game. Like the amount of crosses that Cadden put in against Cove was unreal. I mean, and they were all good crosses. It wasn't like he was putting them into bad areas and nobody there to tuck them away. Stephen, I was going to ask you about the midfield. There's a bit of noise around us where I was sitting today about Campbell, Jake Doyle Hayes, and just the ineffectiveness or perceived ineffectiveness of the midfield too. What's your view in the midfield?
Well, to be honest, that's and this again, this is just my opinion. It's just kind of what I see in front of me. See, if you're back to front, defence and up front now, it seems to be no too bad. But in the midfield, we're lacking. In my opinion, we're lacking big time. I don't understand how Josh Campbell gets a start. I'm going to be the negative one that says that. To me, I just didn't understand how he gets a start. When you've got somebody, like I agree with Robbo there, that see when you and Henderson came on in the second half, we just seemed to have a different dynamic, right? I didn't understand how Campbell gets a start before him. I'm sorry, I didn't understand. Doyle Hayes, in the beginning, at the start of the season, Doyle Hayes and Newell were working really well. And they were. I don't care what anybody says. They two in the midfield were working. For whatever reason, you know, be it form, be it whatever, if Newell's not doing well, Doyle Hayes isn't doing well. If Doyle Hayes isn't doing well, Newell's not doing well. The chemistry they had at the start of the season isn't there anymore. I'm now sort of moving to the opinion that you can't have both of them in the starting lineup. It's got to be one or the other. That might just be me. We're missing out. We're massively missing Kyle McGuinness in that team. We're missing that creativity in the middle of the park. In my opinion as well, and I kind of keep finding myself going back and forward because whenever he seems to get an opportunity, he's not taking it. Scott Allen in that team now, I think would do well. But what I'm going to say is, I think Scott Allen, he's not the same player he was when he had McGinn and McGee up beside him. In that team, he was fantastic. He was phenomenal in that team. It's not that team anymore. And it's wee things that, like, there's a day, he comes on with, 6 or 7 minutes to go, and he's a holding midfielder. That, I couldn't understand that at all, right? To me, midfield is letting us down big time. This whole thing about having Nisbet as a false 9, okay, like, he's worked great over the last couple of games since Maloney's came in. I am not having anybody say he's not worked his arse off, right? Because he has. And I'm the first person to admit I was always quite clinical of him and I was always giving him a hard time. Hands up for that. I will admit that, right? But in the last couple of games, certainly against Hearts, he worked his arse off. Okay? He keeps that up, the goals will come. I firmly believe that the goals will come from, right? But to me, as I say, Campbell, to me, he shouldn't be in that team.
Steve, what position do you think he is?
Campbell, mate, see...
He's played everywhere.
See, I mean, he's played everywhere. Originally, I thought Campbell was meant to be in behind the front two, right? Because he had the work rate that Scott Allen didn't have, and he had an eye for a pass. Now he's playing St Mirren into the middle of the park.
Yes.
He's getting the ball away stupid amount of times.
Backwards.
Aye, backwards all the time. And I mean, as I say, again, this just might be me. Maybe I'm picking up on something, or maybe I'm not picking up on something. But to me, I just don't. For me, Henderson's got to start over him. Right? That's just my opinion. Right? The thing that's really annoying me about him just now, and especially in the last couple of weeks, obviously we've just seen the January transfer window shut. Right? We've signed all these players.
Yes.
We've apparently got in a shit-hot striker and a shit-hot fucking winger who was meant to be seen as Boyle's replacement. They're now playing in the development squad. What the fuck is what the fuck is a development squad? You shouldn't be, in my opinion, at the end of the day, just now, where we are, we shouldn't be signing players for a development squad. We need players for the first team. Right? And I'm sorry.
To be fair, the kind of counter that, and Jim, I'll come to you we say, they do both. Like, you need to bulk up your development squad and you need to sign for your first team, which is what Hibs have done. Now, if these players are ripping up trees in the development squad, they'll go into the first team. You'll not keep a better player back, but that's where they need to be now. You have to plan for the long term as well as the immediate future.
But that's the problem, though, Matty. Right now is not the time to be planning for the future. At this point in time, the immediate future should the immediate future should be the big plus. What we should be looking for the now, because I do agree with what Jimmy said. We are at massive risk of going into total fall. Can I just say, if we lose to Arbroath on Sunday, fuck knows what will happen. Our support will go into fucking meltdown if that happens. Right? We all know this.
I'm just going to bring Jamie. Jamie, you had your hand up there, mate. What was the point you want to...
I'm just got to, if you read what Steve Keane said about the development squad. Sorry, Jamie, did I jump on your...
No, you had your hand up, mate.
Sorry. What Steve Keane said is that the reason for the development squad is because we are bringing through players and they get up to a stage in maybe 17, 18. They're not ready for the first team. They can't bridge the gap because there's no reserve league. So they've no physicality. So the development league brings in these players who are almost first team players and should be ready within a year or two, and bringing them into that. We didn't currently have that. So you bring in somebody who's 20, they're already starting, got a physicality, going to play against a better calibre player, if it's believed they're going to be playing against under 23s in England, then we can bridge the gap and bring them in. Currently, we didn't have that. For me, it looks to me that the loss of the reserve league has basically cut a lot of, let's just say 90% of the rest of the teams in Scotland's feet off, because we didn't have the money to buy ready-made players at that time, and we were trying to develop players, and these players haven't even developed. How many players have we brought through in the last 10 years?
Right, so
there's no point in our training centre then.
Right. I'm going to come to Robbo. Just want to ask you, we'll move on for the development players, because I feel that's one for the podcast rather than a quick bang, which we'll maybe pick it up on Monday night. Robbo, what did you make of the subs? Again, another game, full quota of 5 subs used by Maloney. What did you make it?
I think using 5 subs all the time is... None of the subs that are coming on are getting a chance to have any real impact in the game before he's making another couple of subs, and then you're disrupting the whole flow of the team, I think. And then you've got 5 players that are just coming into the team, and nobody's on the same wavelength as each other anymore. It's ruined their rhythm. I don't know. I think sometimes he's just making subs for the sake of making subs, and it's... I mean, don't get me wrong. Ewan Henderson coming on, Jasper Sylvester, the 2 of them look really good.
Good.
For me, I can't go over this James Scott. Honestly, it's
no.
I didn't like getting on players, but for me, he's done nothing. And going by the media and his attitude and everything, he's never been interested in doing anything. So for me, I would rather have the young boy Melkerson. Maybe he's not quite ready, but throw him on for 10 minutes rather than throw James Scott on. For me, because James Scott, he's just there picking up a wage and then he'll be away back to Hull. So, I don't know. I think he's just a waste of jersey for Hibs anyway. Maybe a wee bit harsh, but it's...
I think he's shown anything yet, has he? No, he's not shown anything yet. Jimmy, just before we're going to get some predictions for the Rangers game on Wednesday night, Sylvester Jasper, that's his name. Is it Sylvester Jasper or Jasper Sylvester? Sylvester Jasper.
I think.
You threw me.
Yeah, Sylvester Jasper.
Aye, because it's normally me that gets it wrong. Like I can't with names like that. Big style. He came on for the last 15 minutes or so. What did you make of him, Jimmy?
He looked pretty good speed. He good. I don't know where he was supposed to be playing because he was out the wing. He was in the middle. He was looked very good, Matty. Looked very good. A young kid coming on. I don't know what age he is, but showing a bit of promise. But final ball, like if there's nobody there to take his final ball, then we're struggling the whole game, son. Struggling the whole game. It's depressing now, pal. It's depressing, and I've seen it all before. I'm the oldest in a lot of years, but seen it all before.
Well, we'll share us all up in a minute when we get the score predictions for the.
Oh well,
the
God, I'm
Rangers
not going to go to score prediction because I just want to stay in the league and just guess a bit. Hey, hello, gorgeous. No, you. I'm talking about the dog. I just want to.
Put my luck was in there.
To come on and be positive and let's go fucking goals.
That's it, lovely.
Win games.
I'm almost done.
Right, okay, we'll go for some, for some score predictions.
Not going to top one for one.
I'll just put Jamie on mute for a wee second there. Stephen, score predictions for the Rangers game?
My head says 0-0. My heart says 1-0 Hibs.
All right, Robbo.
I'll go 2-1 Hibs because I think they could get beat again the morning and then we'll beat them for the 3rd game in a row.
Splendid. Jimmy, I'm going to push you for a prediction for the Rangers game.
Is it Jimmy or Jamie?
Jimmy, you.
Well, I'll tell you what, if Pochettino gets sent off, we'll fucking pump him 3-0. There we go.
Excellent, right, I'll have that. Jamie, last word for you, mate. How will do?
Aye, they're shite. I'm going 4 now. Fuck them.
Excellent.
Fucking
Excellent.
honey bastards.
Finding our shooting boots between now and midweek. Brilliant. Right, guys, thanks very much for your time today. Let you crack on with your Saturday evening. Thanks very much for tuning in. We'll be back. Maybe we hit bangers on Sunday, if not long bangers on Monday. Catch you later.
Cheers. See you.
Well, they trailed me down when I broke free. I drank all the whiskey in Tennessee.